Cape Town's dams are a far cry from what they were a few years ago, where the city stood at the precipice of running out of water. As of Friday, they collectively stood at 98% full, yet today residents complain they're still paying the same high tariffs as when there was a drought. Does this mean the city is using the extra cash to drought-proof Cape Town for the future? Well, Xanthea Lindberg is the city's mayoral committee member for water and waste and joins us now. Xanthea, thank you so much for your time this morning. Why are Cape Town residents still paying drought rates, and where is this extra money going into?
Good morning, and thank you for the opportunity. Well, tariffs have actually reduced quite significantly since the peak of the drought. And of this new financial year, the city is actually offering the largest free basic water allocation to our indigent households to provide relief during these difficult times. So it's definitely not true that residents are paying drought tariffs. It is very evident that tariffs have been reduced. It is important, however, just to keep in mind that the amount of water in our dams, which we share with other municipalities as well as agriculture, does not directly influence the cost of delivering the overall water and sanitation service. The cost of providing that service remains largely the same regardless of how much or how little water is in our dams and how much or how little water flows through the system. The tariffs are structured in a way to ensure that the service includes the treatment and scientific quality testing of water, the overall operations and repairs and maintenance of the infrastructure and network. And that network is quite substantial. And it obviously also has to include the transport and treatment of wastewater. And so the amount to be recovered to fund the entire service actually depends on how much water is being consumed or used by residents and business. It's important just to add, which links into the point that you've made, is that the revenue from the tariffs is also covering the cost of the city's new water program, which aims to produce approximately 300 million litres per day of new water from desalination groundwater, as well as water reuse by 2030.
Xanthea, we're hearing from viewers that the tariffs are not what they were pre-drought. They're still quite a bit higher. You're saying this is not the case. If people think that they are still paying pre-drought tariffs, what can they do?
Well, I think it's important just to point out that indigent customers are receiving a larger free basic allocation than pre-drought period. And the tariffs have reduced for non-indigent customers when compared to the peak drought period. What the city has done, like many municipalities, is restructure its tariffs to incorporate what we call a fixed charge. And this is inclusive of both a usage as well as a fixed component that makes up the entire tariff. And the city has moved in this direction, like many other municipalities, to ensure greater sustainability of the service. If residents are unsure or want to query or dispute their accounts, they are more than willing to do so. And they can contact the city on multiple platforms. We have a call center on 0860 103 089, or they can email water@capetown.gov.za or accounts at Cape Town. All of this contact information is also available on the city's website, www.capetown.gov.za.
Very quick questions, Anthea, before I let you go. Are we likely to be in the same situation we were when we were, really running out of water? Are there systems in place to make sure that we don't ever get to that dire situation again?
Yes, there are systems in place. The city developed a new water strategy. That new water strategy includes a new water program that aims to add additional new water supply from non-surface water solutions. And so many of those projects are making great progress in terms of both groundwater. We have already been able to receive the first groundwater from our Table Mountain Group aquifer project last year already. We're about to reach the second milestone for our Cape Flats aquifer recharge scheme, where there'll be additional supply. And then at the Atlantis aquifer, we continuously receive water from that aquifer, and we're slowly ramping that up. In terms of desalination, we had 3 desalination plants, 2 of which ran for a 2-year period. They produced billions of water into our supply. We're about to move into an advanced stage of a large 50 megaliter desalination plant. And then the city is also progressing with our water reuse scheme. We are planning a 70 megaliter water reuse scheme, which will be increased to 100 megaliters. And we were able to also learn from the demonstration plant that the city implemented during the drought to be able to give us a greater understanding around the operations of that technology as well.
Thank you so much, Xanthea Lindberg. It sounds like lessons were learnt. The city's mayoral committee member for water and waste, thank you for your time.